Hey guys, welcome back. We're gonna be doing a little bit of a different video today, to where I just got a box of Termagaunts, and I'm gonna be starting a new series to where, slowly but steadily, well, my birthday's coming up, so maybe not too slow. It'll probably take me most of the year, but probably not too slow. But steadily, we're gonna be building up 2,000 points of Tyranids in the Hive Fleet Behemoth scheme for an army I made. I think it's really gonna be cool. I always have loved Warhammer. Well, not always. I actually got my buddy Grant to get me into it last year, around the summer. Yeah, at the very end of summer, I bought my first thing of Warhammer, and I've loved it since. I have absolutely loved it. We'll probably be doing other painting besides Tyranids on this video, but this is really a project I want to do with y'all. So, we're going to be painting the Hive Fleet Behemoth scheme today. And what we are going to start off with is that we're going to do the flesh first. So with my good old Army Painter wet palette, I'm going to take some Slaughter Red. And I'm just going to take it straight out of the bottle. I know that there's probably some thinning that can be done, but this is more of a thing. And I'm going to mainly be using, you can't see it right now because it's kind of busted up, but I'm going to be using my Citadel medium layer brush for most of this. I've used it for a while, and it hasn't really failed on me. I'll be using some of these other brushes too in here for the details and stuff, and dry brushing. So we're just going to take this and just kind of throw it on the skin. If you have Flesh Tears Red, which I don't, I would have used it, but that would be good as well. Oh yeah. Alright, now while that's going on, I am going to grab the... Let me wet my brush real quick. Alright, I am going to grab Contrast, that's Drakenhof. Contrast Paint Black Templar for the carapace. And after that, we're going to go over it with Kellyon Green. As you can see, I've had a bit of a spill. So just going to shake our paint, and since it's contrast, I'm pretty sure you can just take it right out of the pot. But if somebody's really angry at this and wants to correct me, you can. Just wash up the brush a little bit. Make sure that your brush is wet when using contrast. Not totally sopping wet, but make sure that it's got moisture on it. Alrighty. Now what we're going to do is simply wait for that to dry. Any mistakes that you might want cleaned up, you can always go over on a second coat when it dries. I'm not too worried about them, so I'm just going to make sure that my edge highlight and my dry brush goes over them well. This is what we're looking at right now. But trust me, we are far from done, because right now this is a Hive Fleet Kronos, and we need to make it Hive Fleet Behemoth. When our paint is dry, which I believe it is now, we are going to add a second layer of contrast paint, mainly on the carapace, but we are also going to use with Acalian green, and we are also going to use this blood red speed paint marker that I got for Christmas. So for Hive Fleet Behemoth, we want this blue color that Acalian green so nicely gives us. Alrighty, now that that is done, we are going to take this blood red speed paint marker and grab the carapace on this guy. If you couldn't tell, I'm going to leave the gun mostly unpainted by the blood red to keep that darker maroon that Hive Fleet Behemoth has for their guns, because unfortunately I don't own Flesh Tear's Red or Word Bear's Red or Corn Red or any sort of Scarlet. Once again, if you have recommendations, I know the lighting isn't the best, so it's probably not showing off the whole paint job, but please let me know. Just in case any tyrannid mastermind comes from the comments section. We're just going to give that some time to dry now. Now, before I start adding any details, I am going to wash it down with some of this Caraberg Crimson Shade. And try not to make it pool up as well. Let's take a peek through the old magnifying glass now. Looking good, looking good. We'll use our Warhammer Games Workshop gift card to prop up my phone. Just gonna give that a bit more time to dry. Alrighty, while the finishing drying is going to be happening, we are going to use Night Sky by the Army Painter Most Wanted set to dry brush with this little dry brush here on the carapace. This is going to be a slightly heavy brush, but nothing too crazy. Alright, now, with your even smaller dry brush, you are going to take Barren Blue by Army Painters Most Wanted to grab those even more raised areas. You do want to wet your dry brush just a tad bit. From what I've heard. Also, don't do that. Alrighty, now we're going to let that set for just 1 second because we're not entirely done with our carapace. We are going to add one more final touch to the carapace before we leave it alone using a very small brush. This is one of the Golden Maples 10-0. And we are going to use Fenrisian Gray to get only the highest of the edges. Alright, now if you thought that was a useless change, it's not really necessary, but you just get that carapace, in my opinion, so much better detailed than you normally would. Alright, let's get to the next step. We are going to use the same brush for the next step because we just want to make sure we only get the raised area of the skin. And we are going to use Mephiston Red for our large, like, bright and out there highlight. So, for these last very few details, we need to do two things. Get the eyes and those little kind of in-between things and the gun and the legs. And we need to get the tongue. So what I'm going to use is Warped Yellow from the Army Painter Most Wanted set for the eyes. Alrighty. Well, I don't have a shade for this yellow. What I'm going to do for the raised areas on it is use some of that Everland Sunset. Hold on just one second. I got distracted. I got to put on my YouTube videos while making a YouTube video, you know? Alrighty, that should be the eyes done. So there's only a couple more details we got now. One of those being the tongue, which I'm going to go over with Screamer Pink and Magos Purple. Is it Magos or Magus? Nah, it's not Magus. Magos. I think it's Magos. And now, for our very final touches, we are going to grab our Ushabti bone for the teeth. You can use Wraith bone as well, I just like this color better. And now for our very final touch, we're going to take a super old, crusty, dusty brush, like this one, which got Sprue Grue in it, and terrain it with Armageddon dust, or whatever terrain you want to use. Alright, this is just about done. I just need to clean off the feet. And that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. This will be edited by tonight, and the Marvel Royals video will be tomorrow. And now I only have 9 more miniatures to go.